What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over my February 2024 dividends. And to start off this video, my portfolio is at $59,104. And I actually grew $1,043 in the last week. So I'm really one great week away from hitting 60K for the first time. So now let's get right into this video. So starting on February 1st, I received three dividends. $15.53 from Verizon, $8.34 from General Mills, and then $15.30 from American Tower Corp, which puts me at $39.17 to start the month. And unfortunately, I ended up selling Verizon, so I don't have the data or the details on the stock. But we're just going to go right up to General Mills, where I have $989.52. And I have 14.14 shares at an average price of $58.64. And the current price is $69.97. So I am up a little bit on this stock. And it has a nice dividend yield of 3.3%. So next up, we're going to look at American Tower Corp, one of my newest stocks, a new REIT. And I have $1,778.68 with 9 shares, an average share price of $215.98. And I am down on this stock's current price of $197.59. It's mostly due to the current high interest rates, but it does have another good dividend yield of 3.26%. And this stock has had great dividend growth. And now let's go back to our activity feed. And on February 7th, I received $3.57 from Lowe's. And then on February 9th, I received $5.17 from Clorox. And then on February 13th, I received $9.53 from Texas Instruments. So now let's look at those stocks with Lowe's. I have $1,342.32. I just bought a lot of Lowe's recently after selling Verizon and a couple other stocks. So as you can see, I have 5.26 shares at an average price of $220.88. So I am up because the current price is $254.73. And then they have a lower dividend yield of 1.71%. But in the past, Lowe's has increased their dividend by up to 30% multiple years in a row. So they still are a high dividend growth company and a solid company to own in general. Next, we'll look at Clorox. I have $659.59 in the stock for 4.3 shares at an average share price of $167.30. And I'm down on this stock with a current price of $153.11. And they do have a dividend yield, a decent dividend yield, 3.12%. And then finally, Texas Instruments. I have $1,293.52 in this stock, 7.42 shares, average price of $162.42. And I am up a little bit with a current price of $174.21. And then a dividend yield of 2.92%. And this stock does have a high dividend growth rate. So this is one of my favorite tech stocks to own. On February 15th, I received 6 dividends. $3.65 from Colgate, $5.81 from Hormel Foods, $3 from Abbott Labs, $6 from Procter & Gamble, $18.04 from AbbVie, and then $19.87 from Realty Income. So this put me at $113.81 for the month. And then I'm just going to go show you Costco on the 16th, my last dividend of the month. I received $2.74, and that is a lot lower than the special dividend Costco gave, but I do love Costco's dividend growth and those special dividends. So coming up first, we have Colgate. I have $684.53 in the stock for 7.6 shares at an average price of $75.10. And I am up on this stock with a current price of $90.05. And they do have an all right dividend yield of 2.13%. And then next up, we have Hormel Foods, just under $800 22.84 shares, and an average price of $46.18. I am down a lot on this stock, $34.89 is the current price, but they do have a decent dividend yield of 3.17%. The next up is Abbott Labs, where I have just over $1,000. I have 8.97 shares, an average price of $110.15. I'm only up a little bit with $113.66. And they do have a lower dividend yield of 1.83%, but this company does have a great dividend growth rate and solid products that they sell. Next is Procter & Gamble, also a little over $1,000 with 6.4 shares and an average share price of $132.71. And I am up a lot on this stock with a current price of $162.25, then a dividend yield of 2.32%. Next, we have AbbVie, where I have just under $2,200 for 11.64 shares, average price of $93.70, and I've almost doubled this stock at $182.10. And even with that, they still have a decent dividend yield of 3.29%. And AbbVie usually increases their dividend by 10% every year. So that's a solid yield, a lot of capital appreciation, and great dividend growth. Next, we have Realty Income, just over $4,200 in this stock. I have 77.96 shares for an average price of $55.96. Current price, $54.10, so a little low. However, they do have a great starting dividend yield at 5.65%. And I'm sure over the coming years, their dividend growth will come back because it has slowed recently. And then finally, for the month, Costco, I have just over $2,600. I actually bought a lot of Costco recently. When I sold my other stocks, I increased the percentage on Costco because I just want to own more of this stock and get bigger special dividends. So I have 3.55 shares at an average share price of $482.09. Current price is $732.63. Their dividend yield, it's showing 2.6%, but that's because of their special dividend. Costco's actual dividend yield, I believe, is around 0.6% or slightly lower. However, Costco does have an amazing dividend growth rate of about 12%. Of course, they give those special dividends every 2 years. And this is just an all-around great company to own. I know a lot of people say it's overvalued, but it has consistently outperformed the S&P 500. And when I have a little bit of extra money, I'm going to start throwing it into Costco because I want to own more of this stock. And with that being said, I ended the month of February at $116.55.